So, Buffalo Bills in the stretch run. They played Dallas. We don't know the result of that, and this is airing afterwards, so we kind of set that aside. But 4 games left. You know, who would have thought? I just think largely this has been such a positive experience, this football team.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, I'll admit I had no semblance of this happening. I thought they'd take a step forward. I didn't think they'd take this step forward. By the way, I could be saying this as the Bills got blown out 63-3 on Thursday. We have no idea.
But that doesn't really change things.
No, you're right. I mean, that game on Thursday, it is what it is. No matter what happens, you're sitting okay. The problem is next season, right? Like the Bills have taken advantage of this schedule that has been, I mean, you want to call it soft, and I'm fine with it, right? You play who you play.
Soft.
But it is what it is. Like, you can only beat who they put in front of you. Next season, that changes. Seattle, Los Angeles, Kansas City, teams like that are coming to Buffalo. You have time to take that next step forward. And the way that Josh Allen has been playing in the last couple of weeks, he's taking those major steps forward. But we're going to find out when it comes to free agents, drafting, and what your quarterback looks like if this team is a legitimate NFL contender come opening day next season.
To Pat's point, I mean, enjoy it while it lasts, right? I mean,
hold on. So what I'm saying, you're making it sound dim and grim. I think they could be a good team. You just got to make sure that step is forward.
Yeah, but you could still take a step forward and wind up 8-8 next year.
Sure. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Which, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons, like every year, how many playoff teams don't make it from the year before?
Oh, yeah.
6 of the 12 or whatever it is. But, I mean, that's one reason the Bills might be one of those, just because of what the schedule they have this year and what they'll have next year. They still might be as good or still may be progressing, but the level of opponent. Did they make the playoffs?
I think they make the playoffs.
I do too. They can't beat Baltimore.
Okay.
That's the best team in the league.
Well, okay, they're going to be playing Baltimore in the week coming up. You've got 13 days, 12 days to prepare for that team.
So they only lose by 20.
Okay, look.
You're seeing the Ravens at the very best.
Correct. But they should beat Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh's very good at all. They don't have a quarterback. That's the win that probably puts them in, right?
You've covered, the win that's going to put them in is going to be the win you're going to have to get against the Jets. I mean, the way that things are coming up on the back end, you could need 10 wins to do it, and that final game of the season could mean everything to you. But Kevin, you've covered sports long enough. You guys have covered sports long enough to know that every game happens in a bubble. Just because Lamar Jackson goes out and wins 40-something to 6 the other night doesn't mean that he can't come into Orchard Park against a really good defense and have a tough day. Sean McDermott, if he's good at one particular thing, it's taking somebody out of a game.
So he has a tough day. How are the Bills going to get past the Ravens defense?
Okay, I mean, look.
Josh Allen could have the greatest day of his life, and he's still not going to do anything against that defense.
Okay.
I don't believe.
But every week is really. Every week is independent.
I mean, New Orleans were supposed to be this machine, and they got spanked by Atlanta. I mean, then they come out and they don't play well against Carolina either. So, yes, that does happen. But it would appear the Ravens might be.
I think they're legit. I'm not going to write the Bills off. I mean, it is what it is.
No, they've had a tremendous year.
Game.
I mean, everybody was 8-8. Their predictions for the most part on the Bills. You could look at games and go, well, they got a chance to win that one. However, it goes 50-50.
So we led last week talking about the sustainability of the whole Ravens thing. Do you see that as is he revolutionizing the game, Lamar Jackson?
The same way Mahomes did, the same way every other quarterback did that did something different. But he's good. I mean, it's fun to watch right now. And then defenses will figure it. Somebody will figure out a way to stop it.
Well, see, I don't know if that's the case. I think it might be something different. I've been thinking about that discussion all week. Is he revolutionizing the way that football is played? And I don't think he is, simply because I don't know if there is another Lamar Jackson coming. He's a very unique athlete, whereas Mike Vick was a quarterback that was athletic. Lamar Jackson is an athlete that is a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, he's equally good parts, both things. He's accurate and he runs a 4.4 40-yard dash. He's agile and he's smart enough to make the play that a guy who's going to stand in the pocket and throw is. To say he's revolutionary implies that there will be someone behind him that can do the same thing. And what we're seeing right now, we've never seen anything like it. And I think it would be foolish to assume there will be someone like him down the road.
Maybe not to that extent, but it also to that is like, if that really is changing the way that we think of the way the NFL gets played, Buffalo's in a nice spot because they get a guy who can do some of the things that he does.
Agreed, but going back to what we talked about last week.
Some of the things.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, just to a lesser extent, but he's...
Well, let's keep him in the pocket and see what he could do.
What do you mean? He's been in the pocket. He's been playing great the last 2 weeks. Well, I mean, he's made plays when he's had to make plays, but you don't see Josh Allen.
Let's not say great. He's played, he's stepped up.
He has 2 touchdowns every week for the last 7 weeks. He's doing what they're asking him to do. And I firmly believe if there was a game where the Bills needed to, looked at him and said, go get me 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, the kid could do it. When he has the ball in his hands and the Bills are down, I believe.
Well, one of the problems is keeping it in his hands.
Okay, fine.